Alright guys, so in my previous video I didn't give a detailed explanation on BTC, but I want to dedicate this video to actually just full analysis on BTC, and we'll see a speculation or why I'm believing, or the things or the price activities that are validating my reasoning to believe that BTC is more going to consolidate and move between, form a ranging market, let me put it that way, ranging period between this 90k support level. Let's see what is going on by move. There's a high chance of it ranging between here, between 90k here to 108 here. What is going on with the view? Okay, so like I said, there's a high chance of it raging, and due to some recent activity that I've been able to understand and notice, let's start our analysis on the monthly. Let's start it from the monthly perspective. See, so on the monthly, we all know that the universal trend is up. BTC universal trend is up, and looking at recent activity from the month of where from last year, let's say December, this is January this year. Okay, from December last year to June, we have this potential resistance. I'm looking at it. December close formed a shooting star. You need to be ready with that one. And by the third session, we have an engulfing candle enforcing this resistance area. So this monthly resistance here is actually a high resistance zone. And looking at the two reversal candles we are seeing, the shooting star and the engulfing, although you don't expect like a shift in trend, but these are actually markets ways of warning us that the trend is actually changing from a universal bull trend or bull move to more of a neutral zone. And looking at it on a monthly perspective, I mean, looking at it, although this really don't mean anything, because it's actually money that pushes prices, and if there are more longs than shorts, so all this whole analysis here will actually just mean little. They mean little. But looking at the monthly RSI, looking at it here, is at 69 degree, which is close to the overbought session. Overbought zones are usually from 70 above, but I don't use 70 though, I use more 75 though. But is entering the overbought session, or be overbought band, start entering the overbought zone, which also is signifying that too much pressure or too much, or the chances or the forces to push prices might actually decelerate, and it might not really, it cannot, many investors won't be able to be the high chances of it going up. All these things from RSI, or the high chance for it going up is slim, although these are just games of probability though. That is just what is showing on the monthly perspective according to what I see and with what I know. Others might tell you it's different thing, but with what I see, with what I know, that is all for the monthly. And looking at price activity on the weekly, we are seeing, let's remove the DMI for example. Say this resistance is holding. It has been holding for how many sessions now? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth session. It has been holding, let's say, the resistance area of 110 to 111. It has been holding for 4 sessions, 4 weekly sessions, which is about a month or something. But let's say our Boolean is beginning to function well, although we still need more data for it to work. But looking at it now, the Boolean band, which is very good for raging markets, is beginning to develop and function well. And looking at it here, is holding here. It's held these 2 sessions here, and it's holding at this high here, which I will do also, because all these kind indicators, when they begin to function at their optimal level, because Boolean are actually used for raging periods, which is another aspect to tell us, to show us exactly that this BTC that we are seeing is more in a neutral zone, in raging market zone, a raging period, than a trending market. It's more raging than trending, honestly speaking. That is what it's showing for a weekly perspective. Although, so that is all we know, and we know exactly where to buy. These are the safest according to the weekly. Oh, for the weekly, these are the safest zone to long, yeah, to too long and too short are above, with your theory of buy from below, sell from above. That is what we have for weekly. And let's come down to the daily we are really where our central focus is on. Because honestly speaking, all those weekly, monthly candles, they are just huge candles developments, and you do not want to be trading. Just need to understand what price is doing from all this period. So now on the daily zone, on the daily we have since we are able to understand that universally prices has a tendency of raging than going or trending. The market structure is raging, so it's important to not carry that as a trading decision and a trading principle. Because honestly, I'm just saying I'm not giving signals or anything here, but just giving our ideal that if you are going to be whatever strategy you'll be using, make sure it's not for trending. Your price target, your stop loss placement, and everything should be the same way you do in a trending market, because honestly there's a high chance of you losing than you winning when you don't follow the market structure principles. And looking at it now, what is the DMI showing me? Although the DMI is actually showing me more of the old dominating force of who is dominating prices. Like DMI, let me explain my indicators first. DMI is for trends, it's more of a trending tool. RSI shows strength of who is dominating who. Although I don't have time to actually specify all these things, but moving averages are just for trending. Moving averages too are trending too, but I don't use lower moving averages because all these ones are cloudy and they make so much noise. And usually the 200 I use and the Bologna is a raging too. Bologna is a little raging too. I have others are trending too. So if you are to use this thing, let's use the Bologna and see its effect. The Bologna band now, see the Bologna band on the daily is more effective on the daily than the weekly self. Although the weekly still needs more data. Looking at it now, if you are going to sell, you can sell best selling zone according to what I still said are from year 108 above to 112. Those are sell zones. I don't advise long in the market in those zones. Once you can break above 112, although we still have this resistance again. This is why this is why I'm making this video. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, people trade in different ways, but with what me I understand, longing, the high chance of you winning when you long Bitcoin is slimmer than you than for shorting, honestly speaking. Although we have this piercing pattern here and this armor here, but all these things really do not mean if there's more money shorting the market, all these things, all these places will break. But I'm just giving like a little mouth forecast of what I see BTC doing. Looking at it now on the daily, we have a range period. The engulfing did not fail to hold here. It has been holding for how many sessions straight? This is the second session where the bulls have tried to pierce the engulfing, but they failed. And looking at it now, prices are actually falling, but we don't know how long it will fall. So if you are going to be trading BTC, whatever strategy, whatever trading strategy you learned, I would advise you short. Go for every short signals. You get any short signal you see, go for it rather than longing the market. Honestly speaking, there's a high probability chance that you will gain profit from it rather than you longing. Because honestly, although we are in a power struggle between demand and supply, though that is one thing. And looking at it on the 4 hour, the only reason why, although I would advise using little percentage of your capital so you don't lose a lot. Because on all this kind of raging market period, a lot of money are lost. But you just need to be careful. I'm looking at it. The only reason why I'm taking on this trade right now is because of the two. Like I said, there are a lot of resistance area. So that is the only reason why I don't fancy long in BTC here. A lot. Looking at it now, forget the we have the Bollinger Bands, in which my indicator. Let me cover the RSI so that I'm able to show. Let me cover this one. So and let me show every. No, the 4 hour on is not really functioning well, but see, due to this one, we have this as a potential support level. But every support level, the most important one, the most relevant one is here on a daily perspective is here. We have this again as support level. Those are the only two that I can see right now. And let's say the Bollinger 2, that is 3. But looking at resistance, we have this level, although I don't believe this one will hold this trend line here. I don't want to count that. That is not a level for me, but we have that one, we have this, we have the moving average, we have this resistance here. Yeah, this resistance level here from 108. Remember, from 108 to 112, they are more of a supply zone. They are more of a zone safe than a level. But looking at that one, let's now see again on the daily perspective. I mean, see, there are a lot. So if you are going to be longing BTC, I would advise you consider, because there are a lot of zones to cover, a lot of zones to actually break through before you can make substantial profit. I mean, see the thing, and even after this 0112, even after this 0112 zone here, we still have this level here again, another resistance level. So which all these things now keeps me pondering and asking, when exactly is the beginning of this bull run? Because honestly speaking, when I started this whole trading journey with that in mind, oh, but I made mad significant loss because I was more looking for long with heavy analysis, and I Jesus. But that is in the past. We learn from our mistakes. But looking at everything now, it keeps me asking just the same question: when is this bull run going to start? Because every level I see here, there are more of resistance, which is showing me that there's a likelihood, which I don't know when, or this other speculation though. I'm not giving any assurance here that even this whole resistance here will break. But I don't believe, because universally Bitcoin is on an uptrend. But let's see, 98k, 97, 98k might hold another support if it doesn't hold this support anymore. But if this one fails to hold, we have 90k again. So, but the support levels are far away from the resistance level. I mean, on a daily perspective, we're looking at what we have here. Resistance is more. Before prices reach zones here, it will take to take time. To take time, but resistance are shorter and are nearer. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 levels will be broken. 6 levels. So if I'm to follow the old liquidity grab move, in which I really don't understand, there's a high chance of prices to actually come back to test all these levels, this 90k, before it can gain enough strength to break above all these things and start going. Then maybe that's when our 130 trajectory can actually work. But now the probability of that working, and the high chance and the probability of it becoming a ranging period, although it's established now, because more candles, although we still need more data to confirm this. But because all these things now are just speculations, though I'm not giving any assurances, though. Don't forget that I don't give assurances or anything, because one irregular can just come and change things. I don't deal with fundamental, though. One news can just make buyers to just enter the whole market and flood the market with money and just long, and before you know it, all these things break. That is the only thing that affects all these technicalities. But I don't deal with fundamentals. I've not understood that well, how news really affects prices, although it's something I will still eventually delve into. But right now, this is what I'm working with, this is what I have, and this is what I'm saying, this is what I'm seeing. If you are going to be trading BTC, you need to be careful where you enter your trade. That is one. And you need to structure your trade according to the market structure we have here, which is in a raging period. Don't go and place stop loss and profit targets as if you're in a trending market, because there's a high chance you will lose those things. Because the frustrating thing out of losing is actually having a profitable trade at first and losing it at the end. That one is really more disastrous than you losing a trade that was not even coming from your way in the beginning. So I'll just skip this one. Probably I'll make detailed analysis for Ethereum and Ton, although for those two I'll still suggest shorting because all those tools are actually fantastic for short. But there is their market structure on a monthly perspective, they are all falling. And Ton, let me just show it here. Ethereum, let me just show it here because this will be ending this video now. Ethereum, don't forget, is in a price struggle, so still the same thing. Set your profit targets and your stop loss according to the market structure, which is in a struggle until we confirm a break of whether up or down. Price is in a raging period. But for Ton, because Ton is the only one that's fascinating me. Although Bitcoin seems more complicated here. Holy shit, hope I did not miss anything. Ton, I am still waiting and waiting for this break because the new datas, the new daily datas, the new datas I'm seeing here are actually giving me more strong probability that this 2.8 or whatever here will break. It will break below it. So that will be all for today, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. So, nice one.